On everyone. So the Cleveland Cavaliers are in a very interesting position, right? What are they going to do with Donovan Mitchell? As of right now, it doesn't appear that they're interested in trading Donovan Mitchell. He still has another year. They technically don't have to trade him this year. But if there's no inclination that the Cavs can re-sign Donovan Mitchell, then it is in their best interest to trade him sooner rather than later. Because the last thing the Cleveland Cavaliers want to do is get to a position where everyone knows, well, now you have no choice but to trade him, right? Right now, you probably could get as good of a return as you would ever get for Donovan Mitchell if you were to trade him now, right? Because, again, teams know that, hey, they're not in a desperate state to go and trade Donovan Mitchell. They can wait and ride it out. And what happens if Donovan Mitchell does re-sign, right? Now he's off the market and there's no way that we could trade for him, right? There's a lot of things that could happen between now and the end of next season when he may or may not become a free agent. Also, many teams are going to want to trade for him because then you get his bird rights, so then you can re-sign him and go over the cap and all that stuff, right? Any contending team or any team that wants to contend and looks at Donovan Mitchell as that piece to put them over the top are going to want to trade for him because you get all the benefits of trading for him. And you have a lot of teams that are kind of middle of the pack that could use that guy to carry over, or even some of the better teams, right? Like a team like the Sixers, right? Sixers are the 3 seed in the Eastern Conference, but are they good enough to beat the Bucks and the Celtics? They get a guy like Donovan Mitchell, that very likely puts them in the conversation, in the discussion. But one team that is very interested and is continuing to be pursuant of Donovan Mitchell is the Miami Heat. And obviously, they were what many people thought was the team that was going to land Damian Lillard. They were patient and they waited in the offseason that they believed Damian Lillard would be available. They finally thought there was the report, like a month and a half before it was even thought that Damian Lillard would be available, that the Miami Heat thought that this offseason would be the season that Dame would become available. Guess what? They were right. And all signs, all roads, everything led to Damian Lillard going to the Heat. It looked like it was all but a done deal at that point. But then the Miami Heat ended up playing hardball. And it's funny, we just saw that happen the previous year with Donovan Mitchell. All the roads led to him going to the Knicks. He was sitting courtside at various games and hanging out with the Knicks stuff. And everyone thought Donovan's going to the Knicks. There it is. The Knicks, they were negotiating, playing hardball, playing tough, right? The RJ Barrett thing. They all of a sudden re-sign RJ Barrett or extend RJ Barrett. And then the Utah Jazz go, okay, fine. Let me show you what we're going to do. And they ended up trading him to the Cavs. Guess what? Same thing happened this past offseason. The Heat, I dare you. That was the report. The Heat dared the Portland Trail Blazers to go find a better trade. Guess what? The Milwaukee Bucks came in, got the better trade. And Damian Lillard is now a Milwaukee Buck. So do the Miami Heat want to run the risk of playing games and not landing Donovan Mitchell? Because, look, Miami, never rule out Miami. Miami is every year you think, there's no way that all of a sudden they're in the NBA Finals or they're in the conference finals. So, credit them. But they need that go-to scorer. They needed a Damian Lillard. They need a Donovan Mitchell. So, if Donovan Mitchell, and that's a big if Donovan Mitchell becomes available, then Miami, in my opinion, need to do whatever it takes and not play games. If they want, Tyler Hero, here you go, you're welcome. If they want Jaquez, as painful as it might be to let go Jaquez for the Heat, here you go, right? Because Donovan Mitchell now makes you arguably the second best team in the entire Eastern Conference. Many people would probably put them over the Celtics because of their history. Right? Get a guy in Donovan Mitchell who is a bona fide star, a guy that will show up in playoff games. He's up there with the best of them and would provide a very big need that Miami has as that consistent, just natural scorer, right? Jimmy Buckets can go get buckets, right? Bam can go get a bucket. But they're not this super gifted, just natural scorer, just be able to score at all 3 levels and go drop 50 on any given night. Donovan Mitchell is that guy. Donovan Mitchell is a guy that can just go get buckets, right? And so, again, if Donovan Mitchell becomes available, I don't think Miami should play any games. Whatever it takes, get it done. Not just that, but there's going to be several teams that are going to be trying to vie their way and put themselves in a position to land Donovan Mitchell. The Brooklyn Nets, who are rumored to be the favorites to land Donovan Mitchell, they are going to be pursuing him. The New York Knicks, the Sixers are probably going to throw their hat in the ring. Several other teams that I don't think will have a chance to get him, but could throw their name out there, like, you know, a team like the Lakers. I just don't think the Lakers have enough to go get Donovan Mitchell, but, you know, they'll probably throw their hat in the ring. The Kings may end up throwing their hat in the ring. There's several teams that very likely will say, hey, let's go make a trade. Or even the Warriors may even say, hey, should we go get Donovan Mitchell? Like, every guard that's available, right? It just seems like the Warriors are linked to them. But regardless, right? Will Donovan Mitchell become available is the real question. The Cavs right now are the 6th seed. They're a full game ahead of dropping from the 8th seed. They're a game ahead of the Heat and the Magic. They are currently on a 4-game winning streak, which is incredible considering, you know, 2 of their 4 best players are injured. But they're 22-15 on the season. Are they winning anything this year? No. Does anyone really think that they're winning an NBA championship? Do the Cavs even think that they're really winning an NBA championship? If you can get a package that makes sense, not only for now, but the future, and you could get a real viable trade that makes sense, right? And you can make an argument, Tyler Hero may be just a better natural fit next to Darius Garland, right? Because at times there is this conflict between Garland and Mitchell, right? And there's been talks since the moment that they traded for Donovan Mitchell that they should trade Darius Garland. So if you can get a couple nice pieces from the Heat, right, get some better natural fits, kind of go the correct manner, right? Like, look, the Cavs are in great shape regardless if they trade Donovan Mitchell, right? They're a team that is young enough and talented enough where they could be one of the top teams in the league in, you know, the next 3 years. And so I think, like, I didn't mind them going and getting Donovan Mitchell. It's like, okay, like, you in many people's eyes overachieved the previous year, right? You go and you land Donovan. You probably could trade him for more than what you paid for him. I understood the trade for the Cavs. And you kind of knew you had this, like, this 1, maybe 2 year shot. Fortunately, the Cavs aren't as good as I think that they thought that they would be. Like, I still think, like, right now they're the 6th seed. I think that's basically where they are, right? I think you can make an argument maybe they're better than the Pacers, but I don't necessarily think they're better than the Knicks. I don't think they're better than the Sixers, Bucks, and Celtics. So at best, they're the 5th best team in the East, right? So I don't know. I'm not super sold on the Cavs keeping and sticking with Donovan Mitchell for the remainder of the season, right? Again, they may look at it as like we need to, but you don't want to get in a position to where you basically lose all your leverage and everyone knows, well, if you don't trade him, guess what? Right? You're going to lose him for nothing. As soon as that news drops that Donovan Mitchell is refusing to sign an extension and will enter free agency after the following season or whatever, soon as that news drops, that's it. The Cavs are in a bind. They're still going to get a good return for Donovan Mitchell, don't get me wrong, but now Donovan Mitchell can steer where he wants to go. And that team, they don't have to sell the farm to go get him. So if I were the Cavs personally, and look, I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm not a Heat fan. I'm not a Cavs fan. Don't have a dog in the fight. But just from what we've seen throughout history, right, go trade Donovan Mitchell while his value is at an all-time high, and you have some of these teams that are in a bit of a desperation mode to where it's like, okay, like if we get this guy, and we keep these, 3 core guys, we can win a championship. Go do that, right? You have teams, again, like the Sixers, like the Heat, that I think that they would probably sell the farm to go get Donovan Mitchell. And now you have this bidding war, and it's like, okay, who's willing to cave more? Where if Donovan's like, I only want to go to Brooklyn, well, then guess what? No one else is probably trading for him. And now you put yourself in a really tough position, right? Because, again, he's not under contract, right? You think of why did Donovan Mitchell get swooped up the first time when he wanted to go to the Knicks? Because he was under contract for another, 3 years, right? Kevin Durant, why was he able to, he was still able to control his way to the Suns, right? But why not? Damian Lillard is another great example, right? Talked about him earlier. Why was Damian Lillard traded to the Bucks when he basically, his agent were telling people not to trade for him because he's not going to play and he sit out and all that stuff? Why did he? Because he's under contract for a couple years. Donovan Mitchell's not going to be under contract for a couple years pretty soon. So, anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What do you think? Do you think the Heat should go all in for Donovan Mitchell if he were to become available? Do you think no? Kind of stick with the direction that you're going. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.